Morning, folks. It's a beautiful day here in Jersey. Just came out to test out the motor, but it is absolutely beautiful. Stay tuned. All right, folks, so I got the motor on. As you can see, it's at full throttle right now. The steering's good, surprisingly. Using the stock rudder. This is at speed 12, so I'm going 3.3 miles per hour. There's a little bit of headwind, but yeah, it's cranking. There is some noise, so I have to say that, but I knew that before purchasing. It's a high torque motor, so it's not like a trolling motor, so it's not going to be stealthy quiet. The purpose of me getting a motor was not to be able to fish while moving. It's really to get to a spot that may be a little bit out of reach or just take too long pedaling. So 3.3, and again, I am fully geared up. Turning to the right here. Turns a lot better, obviously, because I'm going at a higher speed. But compared to even just pedaling, I think it turns pretty well. One thing I did notice is when I first started off, in the lower speeds, just from, not moving to maybe speeds up to 1 or 2, it pushes me right. And I'm wondering if that's just because the motor, where it's mounted, in relation to, the bow. But not a big deal. Control it with my steering. And as I get faster, then it just seems like, typical steering, if not better than when I'm just pedaling. Still going about 3.3 into the wind a little bit, but it's pretty calm, as you can see. One thing is I feel like I might need to put it lower. I have it about 6 inches in the water, but I think maybe an inch or two even deeper might be okay. Right now I'm going to try this far point of the lake, but typically I'd be pedaling and it would take me maybe 20-30 minutes. Not a lot of effort, but still some. This way I can be doing other things, tying on, eating lunch. Just a nice feature to have. This is not a big body of water, but for some of the larger lakes or even rivers, my experience at the Potomac made me realize, motorized at times has a huge advantage. One thing I like about the Bixpy mount, similar to our pedal drive, so typically I don't even lock that when we're going, just because in case I hit a stump or a rock, the drive is going to pop up. And the same thing with the Bixpy, because it's on that clip on the power pole adapter. I hope if it hit something, it would just pop out of that clip and the motor would raise. Some of these other motors, especially if you're doing it the through hole here, it's fixed. So I feel like the impact's going to be a lot worse if it hits something. All right.
Go. Net.
It's under the...
That's a good one, dude.
Oh,
that's a good fish.
Stay on. Give him my net. Oh, it's barely hooked. This is why I need a bigger net. Get in here. Got him. Woo!
That's a big fish, dude.
Woo! Got some. So I'm going on speed 6 and I'm going 2.7 miles per hour. I am downwind slightly, but it is kind of choppy water. It's a little bit choppier than this morning. And I've been running it for probably total time about an hour and a half. and I'm at 5 out of the 6 bars on the battery. All right, so we are dead into the wind, pretty strong wind, probably at least 15. And we're getting speeds of about 2.9 miles per hour. You know, there is some chop here, which I think is great. I mean, this is a pretty strong wind, you know, with gusts, you know, over 20. Yeah, you can hear that gust. And it handles great. I mean, the steering, again, as I mentioned before, it's almost as good as just when I'm pedaling. It does initially take some speed to be able to turn like I want to, but that's the same thing with the pedaling. The Sportsman PDL is not the best at turning. We know that. It's not the fastest kayak, right? We get it because it's a stable fishing kayak. You know, I think that's probably the limiting factor in the turning radius with the Bixpy is just the kayak itself. I think battery levels, it's probably, let's check it. It's at 4 out of 6 lights, which I think is amazing because I've been running it mostly on, you know, the top speed, if not close to it.
What speed are you doing?
I think I'm at like 4 or 5. This is like a comfortable like coast.
I'm like chillaxing.
Yeah, but I started pedaling with it at full speed. I was flying. So I got up to like almost 5, and I felt like I was just barely pedaling. I'm gonna be doing more on the water reviews. One thing I'm gonna test to see if, you know, having the pedals down, does that slow me down? Is that enough resistance to make a difference, or is it negligible? So far, I'm really happy with the Bixpy, the power pole mount, just the ease of setting it up when I get out here. Literally a few minutes of being able to launch. As always, thanks again for watching. Until next time, take care.